Hey, hey! It's time for another Notrep. Here's the setup we got. I'm playing against Orcs. Fabled Orc General Mike.
Yep, War Boss.
Oh, War Boss, sorry.
War Boss, Mike.
Alright. So we had a little paint jam session where we painted up all of Mike's stuff, or what little was left. So he's mixed in my hideous paint jobs, hopefully to disguise them with the... Hey, I don't see the Snotling pump wagon.
Yeah, with the one rare choice.
You went with the giant. Yeah, okay. I didn't know those were rare. That's too bad.
Yeah,
why is the pump wagon rare?
I don't know. You can take two of them for one rare choice.
Oh, okay.
Similar to the bolt throwers, but still.
There you go. All right. Well, I'd also like to point out this really neat... Where's your shaman? Oh, there he is. What's that guy's name in Hordes?
I don't know. He's a troll. What are they?
I should know this. Horluck...
Doomsayer.
Modrock, yeah, something. There's Modrock Ironhide and Horluck Doomsayer, something like that. So anyway, but he makes a great orc shaman.
Yeah.
And about the right size, and that all looks good. And we're playing 1950 points. So over here you got the Dark Elves. We're using this mushroom terrain, which is really easy. We just have a a hill, everything's symmetrical, just like I like it. A forest, and then these things we've decided they are easy terrain, and you can move right on through them as long as you can clear them. If you're fleeing, they count as a friendly stationary unit, meaning you would move up to it, and then if you went on to it, you would just kind of pop out the other side. Same thing with pursuers. Then they would catch you, obviously, if that's all the further you made it. And but if you go through them that way, you are subject to stupidity the next turn because of the mushroom spores.
Yeah,
that's
good
right.
Stuff.
It is good stuff. And so I think I'm going to have my Tukas handed to me this game. But I did do some different things with my army list. I'm taking a sorceress on foot. And she has the focus familiar item, which I'll have a marker out for that. My general is that what I normally use as a sorceress is right here. And so that's my sorceress on Steed. And then I took 2 units of harpies. I just split them up. We'll see if they can do anything. My setup is very weak, and let me tell you why. Okay, so this is why I think my deployment is weak. I've got my main units right out here in the middle where they can be flanked and shot all the heck. I have my everything's so dispersed. I've been outflanked here, basically. So we'll see how that actually works. These things are just sitting here, out in the wind and flapping. Fortunately, now that I see Mike's setup, we did secret setup, by the way. Or secret, like what we normally do, we just come in and we set up so fast and not really pay attention to what the other person's doing. And like a real battle, I would imagine that, it's just like, oh, we arrive and it's like a football game, except people are going to die. It's terrible. How did they do that? I mean, that's just amazing. To be like, today's the day of the big battle. Could be maimed for life. No hospitals nearby, mind you. But there is an old crone with a saw and some, and some torn up old rags there. Yeah.
For snot rags.
Snot rags?
Yeah, that get used as your bandages.
Oh, that's gross. Is that from something, or did you just make that up?
I made that up. It very well could be from something.
That's awesome. I made that up, but it could be from something, conceivably. So, yeah, I got these spider riders that are going to put some pressure on. But other than that, I just have a slow-moving middle. I don't know why these boar riders are sitting behind there. That's classic Mike Dunn setup where everything's all constipated. But we'll see if he's got some weird secret plan. I don't think so. And then there's the giant over there. I'm actually really worried about that, but we'll see how he can evacuate that section of the colon. Okay. Now your turn. Okay, now Mike's take on his setup.
Yeah. Biggest thing for me is I got rid of all of my mounted characters. They just weren't doing it for me. I don't know, being mounted, I guess I was like, ooh, there's a problem over here. So they'd go over to this end of the board, and then that'd be taken care of. So then they'd run over to this end of the board, and they'd spend the whole time running and not in combat.
Right.
So
and
I've got my
last
general.
game you spent like this orc
Yeah.
war boss on Juggernaut defending a goblin bolt thrower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it was
he
pretty
ran off
lame.
the board from the Vargulf. So
Lousy
I got
Vargulf.
my Black Orc general right there with the
Limited
unit of
edition
boys.
Games Day figure, I might add.
Yep, he's
Rockin'.
awesome.
Yeah.
I've got my Orc Shaman and another Goblin Shaman somewhere in the mix over here on the
Okay,
Goblin
there
side
he
of
is.
things. So I feel pretty confident having the Giant here, and Goblins with Fanatics all over the place. They're kind of my anchors on the side, and then a whole bunch of shooting in the middle to just get whatever comes at me first. And yeah, these guys are behind, the Boar Boys are behind everything else because Orc and Goblin leadership isn't that high, and they have a tendency to run away really fast. So whatever hole opens up, the Boar Boys are behind so that they can fill in that hole. They're my reserves.
Okay. That's interesting. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, that's
All right.
about it.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Okay, the Orc boys suffered animosity, but they've got a Black Orc boss, so they count as not having suffered animosity.
Okay.
But the Black Orc starts punching
Killing people?
and
Okay.
So I take D6 wounds.
What? D6 wounds? That's
Yeah.
terrible.
D6 wounds.
Okay.
So just the one, and he makes it. Makes us no. Yeah, no save. So one guy dies.
He pikes a guy. Oi.
Don't fight.
Oh, this is end of Dark Elf turn 1. I basically moved all my fast guys up. Harpies moved up. Dark Riders moved up. I piked the Spider Riders there with the repeater bolt throwers, but they made their panic checks. In fact, a good string of panic checks for the orcs.
Finally, for
Yeah.
once.
Great, I'm going to get all the payback for your game against Rin, for your bad luck. Cold ones were stupid, Blarg. And, yeah, killed 3 Goblin Wolf Riders, but they passed their thing, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, welcome to Goblin Fanatics 101. These literally have a tightly packed full page of special rules. So, whenever they come within 8 inches of an enemy unit, the Night Goblins push the Fanatics out, and they're sent like whirling little tornadoes of spiky chain death towards the enemy. But they only go 2d6 inches, so let's roll for number 1.
Okay, they're all going towards
So he needs
that
basically
unit.
an 8 or higher to hit him.
Alright, this one. Ooh.
That's 11. So he gets
Awesome.
into the unit and then pops out the other side,
Yep.
basically.
So, right there.
So, and by the way, a fanatic is the equivalent of a full cavalry charge. Very bad.
Number 2, same
Okay.
direction.
Tell
No,
me that wasn't
that's a
8
6.
inches. Okay, good.
All bad for me.
So it's
next
measured
turn.
from the front of the Night Goblin unit.
Yeah,
All
I
right, and the
don't
third
get an
one.
extra inch.
Every Night Goblin unit can have up to 3 of these things. How much are they each? Are they 25,
They are 25
points?
each.
Ooh, and a 7.
man.
Looks like Gately lucks out again. So I'm just going to
This
take
turn.
die 6 wounds. But see, now I'm kind of stuck standing there, scratching my armored behind, because I can't go through the Fanatics.
1.
1 hit.
Crap.
Okay.
1 hit.
Strength what? It's 5,
Strength
isn't
5.
it? Okay.
That's a wound.
Okay, so one guy dies hideously.
Alright.
That's the sound they make, too.
Like Mini Me.
Is that it?
If
You
go-
and your
go-
fedora?